Right on time, right on time. It's been almost 3 years me doing these, y'all. What's up? Welcome to the final Sync Hustle live stream, Sync Hustle Mindset live stream, y'all. It's been a morning, let me tell y'all. I can't wait till you guys get in here today, man. It's gonna be a good one. And so for you guys that don't know, I'm sure I'm gonna repeat this a few times, but for you guys that don't know, I'm not disappearing off the YouTube channel. I'm just not doing any more scheduled live streams. Um, being here, being online every Friday at 11 o'clock PST for like almost 3 years straight. I think I've only missed like 2 Fridays or whatever. Has been a good thing. Of course, I didn't build as huge a community as I would have liked to, but I built a really, really dope community. And what it's let me know over this past almost 3 years is that I can be consistent. If I can do that, uh, every Friday at 11 o'clock, then that lets me know that yeah, I can definitely show some consistency for a long period of time. Let me apply pressure in other areas. My biggest mistake, if I could even call it a mistake, I won't call it a mistake at all because doing the producer whisperer live streams has been a totally gratifying learning experience for me. But what it's let me know, because I've learned a lot over the last 3 years doing this, is that uh, I don't take my own advice very well, right? So one of the things that I'm always harping on you guys about is your marketing and your branding, right? And my approach with the producer whisper was to create a brand with the producer whisper, when in fact, Smash Coast is my brand. So anytime that I, you know, give the producer whisper any attention, I realized I wasn't giving Smash Coast the attention that it needed, that it could still grow and excel in ways that, if I just, give it that undivided attention. Because trust me, a lot of time is spent with the producer whisper, even though I'm not online a lot. It's a lot of mental time is spent preparing whatever. If you look back at my page, I have a ton of content on there. I got hundreds of posts and a bunch of stuff that I've archived or whatever. um and so, yeah, I'm going to continue. The producer whisperer is going to continue with reels. I'm going to continue giving you guys information and tidbits and game whenever it comes, because I can't stop, because the sync world is always growing and evolving. And so there's always new information, new things coming down the pike, and I got to give it to you. So I just can't do it in a live stream format. I'll do it in short form, in the form of reels, which will be a lot easier for me because it won't be scheduled. I'll be able to post them when I want to post them, and I'll be able to post them as me, as George Matthews, aka FM, head of Smash Coast Music, not the producer whisperer so much as a brand. I don't want to mix my branding, man. I want to put a lot more pressure on Smash Coast. We have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes right now. Some stuff I wish I could announce at the moment. It's really, really, really dope partnership we're working on right now, which is going to lead to some more partnerships. And I just got to be at the helm, man. I got to head the ship the way I'm supposed to, so I can't divert any mental energy. You know what I'm saying? And plus, to be honest with you guys, there's we brought on a bunch of new people this year. Um, CBS is really, really rocking with us. Our in-house situation is really, really dope over there. I just was looking at some cue sheets a couple days ago for like the last 2 years, and the CBS sports gig that we got being in-house with them, they've been using a ton of music. So you guys know, last year I not officially, but I started SC Sports, which is a special division in Smash Coast Music dedicated to sports music, just because we have so much traction with the sports music. I mean, like, we got this one guy on the team, he got like 34 placements or something like that, and these were all his very first placements, right? So we got dozens and dozens of placements between the NCAA and tournaments, March Madness, and football, basketball, whatever. So we did real well. So I'm going to apply a lot more pressure to that. As far as I understand, there aren't any companies out there with divisions dedicated specifically to sports music. We've already told CBS about this, and they're licking their chops. And so yeah, so I mean, that's it. It wasn't like the producer whisperer was like a bad thing or anything like that. I just realized that, it's about time management. Another thing that I tell you guys here on the channel a lot, like, you got to manage your time correctly. And I just looked up and realized that, 2.5 hours, 3 hours every Friday, 2 hours every Friday. Um, what if I had spent that 2 hours? Not saying that I regret any of the time spent, because I love being here with you guys every Friday, but because it hasn't grown, let's just be real. I only got probably like 60 of you guys. Because it hasn't grown, my fault. I wasn't doing it in between promoting or whatever. And it is a very, very tough niche to grow a super large audience, especially now when people are looking for so many different ways to diversify their music and monetize their music. Sync still, oddly enough, even though we feel like it's saturated, it isn't one of them. There's still a lot of people not really looking towards sync the way that they should. That's why the sync educators, XJ Will and Clint Music, and even myself, we're good in the space, to keep awareness up that sync is very people in sync, I should say, are very much needed. The opportunities are ongoing and never going to stop or whatever. But just for me personally, I just felt like it was time for me to take some time and push it more towards Smash Coast, because to be honest with you, my competitive nature is kicking in like it really should be. Like I tell you guys, I don't like getting beat, man. And so I've been seeing some stuff. Um, going on, and I'm like, okay, let's level up the company. This past year we did embark on some new relationships with some advertising agencies directly. And so yeah, that's going to take, when those briefs start coming heavy, that's going to be taking a lot of time, a lot of my time heading things or whatever. So I'm just going to take some time out for that, man, and give it a live stream. But stay on the channel. I will be posting long form content, and short form content in the form of reels and stuff. And yeah, so that's it. I'm going, but I'm not going. See what I'm saying? So I just can't do the producer whisper as a brand right now, because I want to pay attention to my main brand here, Smash Coast Music. So you guys get it. What's up? Let me look at the what's up, Segura, man. Segura been faithful the whole time, man. I appreciate you. Shay Keys, what's up? Beats by G5. What's up? Nice to see you. G5 Productions. Nice to see you. Kevin Johnson. Nice to see you. Happy Friday, y'all. So for the guys that are going to be coming into the live a little bit later, I'll go back over a little bit briefly the reasons why I'm dipping out on the live streams, and I'm gonna go to just posting. And see, it's a lot less pressure on me, man, because I don't want to post as a brand. I don't want to post like, as someone that's really, really trying to grow a YouTube or grow a channel. I just don't have time to do that, man. It takes a lot of time and effort to do that. Shout out again to Clint and J Will and Excalibur Zero and DIY Music Biz, and these guys that just keep their foot on the gas with the social media posts and stuff, man. I appreciate what you guys do, because now I see it just takes a lot of time, effort, and scheduling to do that, and I just simply don't have it. It would take, way more effort than I'm willing to put on it, really, to be honest with you. To be constantly posting every day, and the cap cut captions and this and that. And it's not like it's a bad thing, because like I said, I love giving you guys the information. I love being here for you guys, but I can't split myself in two. So for all the energy that I'm giving one thing, I'm not giving SC. And we all know how dope SC is, man. Like, SC is our baby. Um, you know, SC has been able to teach me so many things over the years to allow me to become the producer whisperer and have all this information. I've been able to build so many great relationships over the years with Smash Coast Music. I've been able to rack up well over, 20,000 placements over the years with Smash Coast Music, not just for myself or but for dozens of individuals have gotten their first placements with me. I've seen people start off and get their placements and then go on, build their careers and go on to great things. And I just want to see the next chapter of Smash Coast happen. We got big plans, man. We got, multimedia plans. I can divulge that, there are plans in the future for us to be creating our own content, submitting our own pilots for television shows, because we're connected in that area too. So we can place our own music, our own people's music, and our own sitcoms, our own reality television, our own web content, that kind of thing or whatever. And so, it's time for me to go ahead and put that captain hat back on and do what I'm supposed to be doing, man, get it popping. So, with all that being said, thank you guys for coming to another Sync Hustle Mindset live stream, the last one, in fact. And we're gonna go into the wins. We're gonna do it how we do it. We're gonna celebrate the wins one last time. So let's get into the comments. What's up, Kevin Johnson? Yeah, we got you. So Garrett says completely understandable. Recontextualizing what your priorities are moving forward is something I think we all get. I knew you would, Segura, man. Segura, you know what's up. And like I said, the producer whisper is not going anywhere. Like, I'm still gonna be on IG. I'm still gonna be posting reels and stories, that kind of thing. But me backing off the live stream just makes it to where I don't have a scheduled thing to do every Friday. I can just post when I want to post. And or when things come up that you guys need to hear. And trust me, man, all of these years, I've been like, oh, I gotta grow this channel. I gotta grow this channel. I gotta get a following. Like, it's pressure when you guys know, you guys are on social media. All of you guys, I'm sure, would like to have 10, 20, 50,000 more followers than you have. And a lot of you guys are posting in that way. You're consistent with your posts and don't stop. Me personally, it's just too hard for me, man. I'm not and you got to realize what you are, man. I'm a sync agent. I'm a music producer / sync agent. That's what I'm good at. That's what I'm dope at. I'm not a YouTuber. I never could get into the whole call to act, like and subscribe and all that stuff, or you know just all of the stuff that I see, thumbnails, how thumbnails are important. And you guys look at all my thumbnails for these live streams, they're horrible compared to like YouTubers thumbnails, right? That's just not my thing, man. So I get it. What's up, V Spell? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah, man. So we're locking in on the wins right now. We're on the win section. Kevin Johnson says, sad but happy for Smash Coast, but I love them Friday live streams, I must admit. Thanks, man, KJ. I appreciate it. And I'm not saying I'll never go live again. I'll do live streams again, but they're not gonna be, the show. It's not gonna be the Sync Hustle Mindset, you know, weekly live stream or whatever. It's just this whole scheduled thing. Like, and plus I'm doing it on Fridays at 11 a.m. and 11 to 1, 11 to 2. So these are prime working hours, prime meeting hours. I've several times scheduled this live stream, at the same time that I've had meetings, and then I rescheduled the meeting so I could continue the live stream. Like, I had Zoom meetings and stuff. Kim will tell you, like, I do that sometimes. And so it's just time to separate the ingredients, man. And so we can go ahead and cook the stew the right way. Don't be sad, bro. I ain't going nowhere. I got you. V Spell, I appreciate you, man. Everybody that's here for the last one, I appreciate y'all. But we not, it's hold on. I was about to say it's not sad, man. We celebrating. I'm not going nowhere. Just no more live streams. So let's celebrate these wins. So Garrett says, I guess my win is that the house is finally done. My brother and I installed my bathroom sink this week. Can get back to work with less stress. Hallelujah. Thank God for less stress. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis to Segura. Congratulations for you getting your house done, man. For real. I know this has been a long going process. Had you stressed out? So let's see them in the comments, you guys. Let's do it how we do it. Let's see them fire emojis in the comments at Segura Productions. Let's let them feel it. And that's one of the things I'm gonna miss, man. Is this community thing is dope. So many of you guys have met each other through this live stream and started long lasting business and non-business, like, friendships, relationships, friendships from this live stream. I've already seen, like, mad collaborations, Christine Stern and Cherry Witt doing holiday music, and guys on here knocking out sports records, and it's just real dope, man. It's been a real dope thing. So you guys are all connecting on social media. I hope you guys are still DMing each other, and keeping in touch, and let's keep that going, man. I want to encourage that. That's one thing that I am really, really gonna miss, seeing that level of camaraderie in the lot in the comments and that kind of thing. But real recognize real, and energy is real. So there's been something that brought you guys together. So hopefully it'll keep you guys together and creating and landing those opportunities in the future. Creatives Conversations Podcast. How you doing? Nice to see you. Happy Friday. So Garrett says, I think all my collabs last year were with people from the live stream. See, that's heavy, man. See, that kind of thing makes me not want to leave it alone, but I just got to dedicate the time where I got to dedicate the time. Maybe one day I'll come back to it. To be honest with you, I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. My bougie self, I was wanting the Sync Hustle mindset to be more podcast style, where I have a studio, and can have guests come in and talk about topics and that kind of thing. And they don't have to be in the studio. We could do virtual, guests or whatever. But I want it to be more like, a Club Shay Shay meets Joe Rogan meets, that kind of thing. More production value. I got some people out in Arizona that do it. So like, yeah, when I elevate, I'm so selfish, when Kim and I elevate Smash Coast to this next level real quick, and I can see the light at the end of that tunnel, then yeah, maybe I'll come back to it with a bigger, slightly bigger format, more guests, more entertainment value, as well as a lot of education, and of course my bubbly, cool ass personality as well. But I'm just thinking of something. It's level up season, man. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I told you guys that I don't believe in them, but I do believe in seasons, and I just picked this season to be level up season. And I don't know how long level up season is. It could be for a quarter, it could be for all of 2024. But I know that it was time for me to take a brief step back, look a little bit, observe, see what's going on, and then conclude that okay, it's time for us to level up, like, in every way. Because ultimately, it's not just about what I want or what we want, you know, for a company as a company, right? We got a lot of people signed to Smash Coast, and it's our responsibility to look out for them, to try to provide as many sync opportunities to them, good sync opportunities to them as possible. We're a small boutique company. This past year was really dope. We've been able to bring on some dope interns that came and really got me and Kim on track as far as like all of this back end work and stuff that she and I have been doing or whatever. And so yeah, we're just running with that narrative, man. We're gonna keep interns coming in. We're eventually gonna hire some employees. Hopefully this year we can do that. Some full-time employees, and just level up. And once we get to a point in the future, where that point is, I'm not sure. I see some stuff that I'd like us to accomplish. I won't name them all here, but once we get to that point, I'll probably come back to the producer whisperer sync hustle mindset, um, bigger and better. You know what I mean? Instead of me sitting here on YouTube with you guys every Friday trying to figure out how I'm gonna, you know, give you guys information and stuff. I'm messing with y'all. I love being here every Friday. To be honest with you, it's just a time thing, man. I can't clone myself, not yet. So looking in the comments, going to the wins. Um, that's crazy though. That makes me feel good, man. It says I think all my collabs last year were with people from the lives. Yeah, that's dope. So V Spell says upgrades in various areas, new analog equipment. Hey, shout out to the analog equipment. I love it. Uh, moving to the States, and we'll have a dedicated room, steady increase and mixing and mastering work. Literally just booked a mastering job a minute ago. So it's level up season for V-Spell. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Moving to the States. Remind everybody where you are, man. And shout out to those guys who appreciate good analog equipment. I'm a digital guy myself, but I'm an OG too, so it's always gonna be analog for me. I used to splice reel to reel tape together, so that's how old it goes. V-Spell is on a small island in Guam. That's crazy, man. And you on the live stream with us? Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I keep the content coming for you guys. Keep an eye out on this channel, man. I'm gonna be dropping reels and stories and long form content on here. At least that way I'll be able to take my time and create the content, and I won't have the pressure of like, having to be on here every Friday at 11 o'clock. What's up, Cherry? How you doing? I was just talking about you with the collabs and how dope the collab space has been, you know, since I've been on here. And just how much I appreciate you guys have been, how much I appreciate how much you guys have been open to each other as far as that, collabing with each other and getting work done. It takes that, man. Sometimes I hate to sound cliche, but it takes a village. You know what I mean? So we're in the wins right now, Cherry. I'm looking in the comments. So fire emojis for V spell, man. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. We celebrating. We're in the wins. I'm gonna miss this too. So let's just say this. Let's say the producer whisperer sync hustle mindset is on hiatus. Let's say that. Let's use TV talk. Hiatus is when we off the air, we coming back, but we don't know when we coming back. But when we come back, it's gonna be a you know bigger, better, and different format. J Tempo, how you doing, man? So we're in the wins, man. Let everybody know what the wins are that you had this week. Cherry. Yeah, V Spell. I think that's more appropriate, to be realistic. I think a hiatus is more apropos because I do like doing this, man. I do. I can't say I like it. I love doing it. I love being, in front of you guys. I love interacting with you guys. That's the dopest part about it. It's just the time and then the scheduling, having to do it every Friday at 11 o'clock, when Lord knows I need to be doing some stuff for Smash Coast Music. That's prime time to be pitching music and hitting people and keeping pressure on things. And so, y'all know, I'm doing it for the team, man. I'm doing it for the fam, for the squad. So no more wins in the comments. I know you guys did something this week. Come on now. Let's go. This the last one, man. It's the last wins. It's the last time for y'all to say something. Let's inspire somebody. Say something to somebody. Let them know. Anything you did. V Spell says Cherry is the GOAT. Cherry is the GOAT. Cherry's dope. Case nobody's told you that lately. You dope, girl. All right, so no more wins. I'm gonna keep looking over here just in case something pops up. But if not, let me just go ahead and go into it a little bit. It's not gonna be long, man. Like, because honestly, we're gonna do, a little bit of reflection over all of these live streams that we've done and these posts that I've done, sent out to you guys. And we've learned a lot. I noticed a few lives ago that um a lot of you guys that come to the live stream are accomplished now. You were like beginners at first, and you guys have gotten to the point where you're either pitching music or you're landing placements. Um, and so there's been a lot of information given, not just from me, but by you guys to you guys. A lot of people learning stuff, a lot of growth here in the live stream on the channel. It's really dope. Um, uh-oh, I see a win. So Garrett says, got my hands on some modern plugins this week as well, doing some ear training, sound design training to really level up this year. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. And that lends to one of the things I was getting ready to rant about. One of the things that we always talk about here on the live stream is preparation, right? Um, there's just no excuses for going into sync not being prepared because there's just so much information available to you guys, and it's the smartest thing to do. You want to uh try to negate any situation that where you're not getting answers to what for what you're pitching out there. Like you want to get the most out of your pitches, and it's a numbers game anyway. Like not everybody's going to say yeah, but you want to make sure that every time you pitch your music is like optimized to its fullest, and that's to the mix, to the style, to the structure, to the sound design. Like you want to be checking all boxes, and then when it comes to the actual submission, you want to do it correctly. Disco or link to a disco, short email, yada yada yada. You guys all know. um so yeah, like the information that we've conveyed on this channel, you guys have taken it and ran with it, and not only that, you guys are teaching other people that. So that's what it takes, man. And I don't want you guys going forward, all of the new guys coming into the space, ever thinking that synchronization is saturated, because it's not. Because you're paying attention to it, now you're going to notice a lot of people saying, hey, I want to get in the sync, hey, I want to get my play, get my beats placed or whatever. um I've said it a million times, I'll say it one more time. Music for sync licensing will be found. The hardest thing to find in sync licensing is a reliable source of that music. That's why libraries are so relevant, because libraries are reliable. They have a lot of music and they're reliable. But truth be told, a lot of these companies and music supervisors would love to deal with you personally. They would love to deal with the person that actually created the music. This gives them a lot more freedom, especially when they need edits or stems or any kind of custom situation where they need to go back and forth. Oh, the client is feeling like on this part here the section needs to be a little bit yada yada yada. Like they want to be able to work with you. And to be honest with you, those situations where you are working back and forth with the client, they pay more than just the person grabbing the music from a catalog and just using it. Like if there's interaction with you, usually those situations are more are bigger situations, bigger placement situations, trailers, uh, films, um, advertising, which is the top of the food chain. So, um, yeah, I'm ranting. Hold on, let me look at the comments real quick. So yeah, fire emojis for Segura, man. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. He's on that level up train, which he is usually. J Temple, what's going on, boss? Definitely understood your reasons for stepping back a little bit. The content game is a beast. Yeah, it is, man. It's like everybody that's doing well at it, it looks good from the outside till you start to try to dip your toe in it. And it's like, damn, they doing all this. It takes me 15 minutes to put CapCut captions on my auto captions on my thing. Once I do the auto captions and go there and pick the color and then fix all the mistakes in it because it don't do it perfect or whatever. It's like, and honestly, if you're doing reels, you want to be kicking out, a couple reels a day. Honestly, if you're really trying to grow a channel, a page or whatever, and like that's like half an hour just in like fixing posts and creating a post, and how many takes it takes to you're only seeing the take that worked. You're not seeing the one all the mistakes, the 10 mistake takes that I did, fumbling and stuff, trying to, and the cool thing about CapCut now is it's got this AI thing where it'll detect your mistakes. So if you say like or if you pause too much, when you auto generate, you can cut all that out, but you can't just hit the button and cut it out because it might cut something that you actually needed or whatever. So I say all that to say that yeah, the content creation thing is a beast. you know, much respect for the guys that are winning in that space and got the time to do that. Cause Lord, man, I don't. I gotta put it on Smash Coast, bro. The SC, the big SC up in here. V Spell says, which plugins? Sagara says, Random by Beat Surfing, Aturia Effects, Refract, Ozone 11. Oh, shoot, Beast Mode, Ozone 11, and Expanse 3D. So you guys look in the comments. Sagara's letting you know what plugins he got for his level up game, because it's level up season. It's level up season. I should do a t-shirt. What's up, Taquan Black? Fam, are you at work? Tay, are you here? I'm gonna call you if you're not at work. Tay, you at work? I love looking in the comments and seeing these fire emojis, man. Okay, so he doing some TV stuff. So yeah, you at work. Taquan Black got some pretty big TV projects coming up where they already called him for it. So like shout out to Taquan Black. That's one of his wins. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. He don't even gotta say, like, I already know what's up. There we go. There we go. We seeing them now. There's a little bit of a delay. Okay, so you guys, right? There you go. Let them feel it, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna get into it real quick. It's not gonna be long today, man. There's no subject that I could come up with that I haven't talked about over the live stream, over the past 3 years. Um, you guys know what's up, but I am gonna leave you guys with a little bit of wisdom just based on my own experience. Some of it might not be about sync specifically, but this is the sync hustle mindset. So we got to keep that hustle and that mindset correct, right? So um one of the things that I've noticed is that, yeah, I've been seeing the word um thrown around a lot, saturated. And honestly, when you see that word or when you hear people talking about saturation, when it comes to sync licensing, all right, Tay, we'll see you, man. We'll talk to you later. Getting back to work. When it comes to sync licensing, it really, from my experience, comes from individuals that are just intimidated by the work, and when I say the work, it is crazy because you would think that going after sync licensing was like the equivalent of like putting on some work boots and a hard hat and going and digging ditches and driving a forklift all day. It's not that at all. It's a particular set of things that you have to learn, a particular set of skills on the music side that you have to learn in order to be able to excel in the space. And really what it comes down to is the person's character, the mental fortitude of the person, right? Because I'm gonna tell you straight out, as far as sync licensing goes, there's just tons and tons of opportunities out there, and they're always growing. There's always new media being created. There's always different areas of sync that are opening up and available to you, from micro licensing or mobile gaming that's coming on strong in the past few years, or you know uh corporate buyout music, or sports music or whatever. So there's so many different lanes for you to get into where you can slide on that comfortable um smoking jacket, if you will, and be able to, not only make music, monetize that music, but make music that's still in your lane and have fun with it. I was noticing back in the day when I first started doing this that a lot of people felt like sync licensing music was corny music, like background music was corny music. And it did used to be in the early days, in the 80s and early 90s, before they really started reaching out to guys like us, people like us. Um, it was because the people that were supposed to be making the hip music were the composers of television, that were the ones, creating the music for The Price is Right and soap operas and stuff like that or whatever. So they didn't really have their finger on the pulse of the streets, or, the radio for that matter. They're classically trained for the most part, and this and that. And so, yeah, it did used to be corny. But when MTV decided that they wanted to start using background music, and I will attribute MTV as the start, because Real World was basically the first show on television that decided, hey, we want our background music to sound like the music of the day or whatever. So they actively started, trying to reach out to music producers. These were my first placements. I'm on the second season of Real World. My first placements weren't on that show, but my first television placements were on that show. I did some DVD work and some stuff before that. Um, but yeah, we're on Real World, and man, that was the Wild West days back then, man. You didn't have to have sting outs on beats or nothing. They would just take dozens and dozens of your beats. I remember watching TV shows and hearing 4 or 5 of my tracks on an episode. Like So I was able over the years to rack up a lot of placements, um, you know, but doing that. But fast forward in the present day, yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of opportunities. So there's never a need for anybody to feel like the space is saturated, because like I was saying, the people that say the space is saturated are the ones that aren't going to do that work. They're not going to learn those steps. They're not going to take the time to do it. Or even if they do, I said, it comes down to that mental fortitude. Are you going to stay in the race long enough to see the finish line? Right? Because sync is like, it's not rocket science. You guys are already producing music and creating songs. So, the instrumentals you format differently. You do your research and you find out, um, you know, uh, what you're best at, what you specialize in, and then you find out what shows or pieces of media use the kind of music that you do. You optimize your music and your pitch process. You make sure you're very, very well prepared before you reach out there, because you only get one chance to make a first impression. And then you do it and you keep doing it and you keep doing it until you achieve success. It sounds like a very simple formula, because it is. It's not really rocket science, man. Where the issue comes in sync is, um, people not being patient. If you notice on all of my posts that I do, excuse me, I post be patient, do the work. I can't overstate that enough, right? Because that's what it comes down to, being patient and doing the work. You got to believe that what you're doing is going to lead somewhere. You got to believe that if you're in that tunnel, going through that tunnel, that there's a light at the end of that tunnel. And don't quit. Most of the people that I've seen over the years since 2003 doing this aren't doing it because they couldn't stay in it to do it. And then I realize not everybody, doesn't keep, not everybody quits sync because, you know, they quit, or because they can't hang in it or whatever. Like, I know life comes and stuff happens or whatever. So I'm excluding those people that just couldn't do it because they couldn't do it. I'm talking about the people that could do it and preferred not to do it because they were looking for an easier route, right? Um, and again, when I'm not trying to scare you guys, boys and girls, when I say easier route, it's not difficult. It's just time consuming. You got to dedicate your time to it and you got to mean it. You're building something meaningful. Not only are you, increasing your musicality and you're focusing your efforts where your music is concerned. So you got this whole creative side that you're building up as a music producer, as a composer, uh, um, as a recording artist, but then you're elevating and honing your social skills, your relationship building skills, you know, and that's what I've been seeing a lot of, in our lives, like a lot of people doing collaboration and, you know, and it takes that, man. Like, it takes, like, none of us can really do this by ourselves. I can't be successful in sync without my team. I can't have a successful company without Kim Williams. So none of us can do what we're doing, no matter how great we get, how good it looks from the outside or whatever. Smash Coast is a dope brand. I got a bunch of people to thank for that. It ain't just because of me and my attitude. But one thing that I will pat myself on the back about is that I never gave up. Right. Every time adversity came, I spun off of it. I figured it out and kept going and was able to build it into something. Right. So what I'm telling you guys, I don't want to sound like grandpa or uncle, whatever, sound cliche, but what I'm saying is true. Like, there's going to be more times than not where you don't know where that light at the end of the tunnel is coming from or when it's going to come, right? All I do know is that if your ass is in the tunnel and you keep moving, the light will come. You will get to see it. You don't know what form it's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be a music supervisor calling you. You don't know if your first placement is going to be a collab with somebody you did on social media. You don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that you stay in motion, pressure breaks pipes, right? So if I can't leave you guys anything, I want to leave you guys with never ever give up. Once you decide to do something, you lock in on it and you see it all the way through, because this is your career. This is what you guys, set out to do. And I've said many times on the live stream, once you guys decided to pursue music, this was the difficult choice in your life. This wasn't just let me go get this job or let me go get this, you know, prefab career where I get this degree or whatever. And, you guys decided to go on your talent, which means going on your faith, which means learning on the fly, which means a lot of mistakes, a lot of emotion involved, bumping your head. It's the hardest route, right? So, um, sync licensing is one of those things in a world full of musical chaos that makes more sense than anything. It's very structured, it's very straightforward, it's very transparent, and there's not a lot of avenues, if any, in music these days where you can take your music and gain the level of exposure that you do with sync licensing. There's not a lot of avenues where you can, as an independent musician or music creator, uh, get compensated well for your music and not be signed to a record label or signed to some company that's obligated to, ungodly amounts of your money. You hear the record label stories these days, man, where they're talking about, oh, I had my deal and now I don't got no money. They gave me my advance and now I don't got no money. Now I don't got no masters and this and that. Like, it's just there's no horror stories like that hardly in sync licensing because it's so straightforward and so transparent. And, but the thing is that you got to do it. So the people that I'm seeing over the years that don't stick with it, they have other agendas. They want to, do what else they're doing. Me these days, I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, right? If a person's trying to do music, if you're a music producer, I don't care. You got beat stars, if you're a recording artist, I don't care if you're trying to get to Atlantic Records, get signed. I don't care I don't care what you're doing. I could go through a bunch of scenarios. I don't care what you're doing. If you are not including sync licensing in your hustle, you are hustling wrong. You're hustling wrong. For you guys that have gotten placements, right? You guys that are newer in the game, you're getting your first placements or whatever. Um, you're just starting to build your resume. Let me tell you guys from experience, you guys have no idea how important your resume is in this business, right? The people that are offering these opportunities for placements, these music supervisors, these television production companies, these ad agencies, and this and that, these sync agencies, the Smash Coasts of the world or whatever. Um, we all know how difficult it is for you to go from zero out there in the world to 100, meaning that you have your music placed on a television show. It's not that much less difficult than you actually being on TV. You coming to California, going to central casting, being an extra, becoming an extra, and getting on television and being seen on television, right? That's kind of what this sync licensing is. We're in the background. So we're that person walking by on the sidewalk, in that on that scene, or we're in that club scene where the people at the table in the background having conversation or eating or dancing in the background. That's what our music is doing. It seems like it might not be that important, but it's extremely important. But it's extremely difficult to do. You know how many people come out here to California? I did it. I was on some shit when I moved out here. I went to Central Casting and did some extra work. They were sending me to I was in the audience at Jimmy Kimmel Live and like a bunch of stuff I did or whatever. But um it's not easy to do, you know. On the outside looking in, I'll tell y'all a story real quick. On the outside looking in, it was like, okay, I'm in California. Let me go get some money. I want to go be on TV. Let me go to Central Casting. So I go to Central Casting, right? And I sign up, which don't cost nothing to sign up, right? And then I find out that when you go do extra work, it pays various. But if you're not union, if you're not SAG-AFTRA, then um, you don't get union wages. So the beginner extra work is very low money. I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 bucks a day. And you be out there a day, 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours or whatever, doing extra work or whatever. And so I was still excited. I'm like, man, please, I'm be out here working with, I'm just out there trying to get survival money. I'm out here in LA. I just got here and stuff, or whatever. So but I'm thinking I'm gonna be, networking. I'm gonna be meeting some bunch of people out here trying to act and moving here from places. No, no. When you go stand in line at one of these places, right? Central Casting, yeah, there's a bunch of people that came out here to act or whatever, but the majority, I'd say like probably 70% of the people that I see in line waiting for these opportunities are people that are out here in LA on drugs that that's easy money. So they'll dress just good enough for the gig, because you'll see on the when they send you the little thing and it say, you're gonna it's this kind of show. The dress is this, dress casual, office dress casual, whatever. So you'll see people out there. I don't know where they're getting their clothes from. Look like, I ain't gonna talk mess about them, but they have their little dirty button ups on, and they go sit in the audience, and you can see like when you work on like a game show or whatever, they'll um they'll sit the people that are dressed nicer up front so they get camera time. So if you look like you really, got some money really doing it, they'll sit you up front. But all of these people that was just trying to get that $30 so they get that hit, they'll sit them in the back and just fill up those seats and not really put them on camera like that or whatever. And so it kind of tripped me out. That was one of the things that was shocking to me when I got here, because I thought Hollywood was going to be one way and it was totally another way. But going back to what I was saying, yeah, it was crazy to see all that. It was crazy. But going back to what I was saying, as far as our music is concerned, it's just as significant to get your music on television it is to get yourself on television, right? So in order to get yourself on television in a significant way, if you want to get paid more than that $20, $30, you're going to have to keep going on auditions. You're going to have to probably take some acting classes. You're going to have to get you an agent. You're going to have to, keep pounding the pavement, keep learning, reading books, reading scripts, doing what you need to do. But it's possible to do that, because it's not that television is just so difficult, just so this highest height that you just can't reach. It's the longer that you're in it trying to get to it, the more people fall off, right? When it ain't happening in a month, when it ain't happening in 6 months, a lot of people that you started the race with ain't in the race no more. So those people that you see finally get on screen, win those Oscars, win those Grammys, are the people that didn't quit. They only had to learn so much. A lot of people that, they got the talent already. Acting classes will help. But if you got that natural talent, if you Denzel, then you Denzel. You just got to keep on showing people you Denzel until people see you Denzel. And that's what it is in this sync. You guys are dope at doing music. You got to keep putting pressure on it until people realize not only are you dope doing music, but you understand sync licensing. And that's what takes the time. So going back to the resume, okay, all of you guys at the beginning, every placement matters. Hashtag all placements matter. Every placement that you get is another placement, on your resume. And trust me, it's companies like mine and Music Soups and this and that are looking to work with people that get it. Yeah, we want the music to be dope and all that, but it's more important to us to get to the people that get it. Hey son, I'm on my live stream right now. I'll call you right back. All right. This is my son calling. Um, So yeah, so the I guess the word of the day, boys and girls, is perseverance. You guys are gonna learn what you need to learn as far as what you need to know to succeed in sync. You guys are gonna learn the ear candy methods. You guys are gonna learn the structure. You're gonna learn sting outs. You're gonna learn how to network. You're gonna learn how to you know read briefs, take criticism, all of that stuff or whatever. But what a lot of people don't learn is how to be patient and how to hang in there and see something through. Completing something is a bitch. Shout out to anybody that completes stuff, right? All of my guys with people out there with college degrees, shout out to y'all for completing college. I don't care what the degree is in. The fact that you stuck it through and you finished, that's what it's about. If you start something, finish it. Sync licensing is something to where when you see that finish line, why you think I started the producer whisperer, man? I am so grateful to sync licensing for what it has done for me. I was a hot mess as a music producer. Like my regular life was crazy, but the structure and that was necessary with sync in order to succeed at it. And I'm not talking about just the structure of the music. I'm talking about just being responsible, following briefs, turning music in on time, being dependable to music supervisors, potential clients, customers, that kind of thing. Showing up and showing out, being there when I'm supposed to be there. Like these type of things as a musician, aren't always on the table. Most of us as musicians, we make music when we're inspired or when we feel like it, but when you go from that world, just doing what you want to do to all of a sudden, like you got deadlines, you're following briefs, you got people that you never met counting on you to send the music and this and that. Like, and this was before I even started Smash Coast. And then it gets to, Smash Coast. And now not only do I have a responsibility to my clients and customers, but I got a responsibility to the people on the team. We got to go out and get these placement opportunities for them. We got to make sure that we try our damnedest to put them in the best possible position to win that we can. And then there's other companies. So like I'm competing with other companies, not directly, but like, yeah, I'm not competing where I don't want this company to win over my company, because like I tell you guys, there's plenty of opportunities. But as far as like, being dope in the space, of course, we want Smash Coast to be recognized as like, one of the leaders and one of the dopest in the space. Now, musically, we are that. Like our team is sick. Like we just absolutely sick. We can cover any type of uh music situation you throw at us. We could score a whole television show, no matter what style of the show. It could be a Star Trek, it could be a whatever. Like, so our team is sick. Whole squad of hybrid orchestral composers that just compose hybrid orchestral, and they're all over the world. We got the best urban team. We got the dopest female artists. So we killing it. Where we lack is like not enough of the world knows what we are. So I can't keep spending a lot of time in other areas until I get this company where it's supposed to be at. Um, I love Sync, man. Sync turned me into something that I didn't even know I was. It gave me something I didn't even know I wanted. And one of the things that I just keep screaming about to you guys is just to not stop. Figure it out. It's gonna be slow sometimes. The wind ain't gonna be blowing. You're gonna be like, damn, like we've been sitting in the water for some time, we ain't moving. But you keep pressure going, and that wind is gonna pick up, and you're gonna get motion. And next thing you know, you're gonna see something. I've seen a lot of you guys over the past year, 2 years, get your first placements. You know what I'm saying? And they could tell you in the comments, man. If you got your first placement since I've known you, put a one in the comments. The past 2 years, put a one in the comments if you've gotten your first placement since I've known you. Sherry says, was the money better back then? It was better for me because I was just getting so many placements that the royalty checks was just crazy. They'll still pop up. The royalty checks will still pop up and be really good sometimes, but it goes up and down. That's why, um, like putting music on TV for the background royalties, that should just be your little engine that could. Like you just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until you just have as many pieces of music on television as possible. And then you keep doing it some more. You just never stop flooding television with music, because those royalties, that residual income, that's what it's about. That's what keeps me afloat now. It's not the upfront money that we get, it's the royalties from all the placements. But because I tell you guys to specialize. You guys should be able to diversify your movements and be able to aim towards, front paying opportunities that pay sync. Now, we all know advertising is the top of the food chain when it comes to that, and that pays the most. But film pays, gaming pays a lot, mobile gaming. The thing is it's a street fight, man. So you hit with all limbs, arms, legs, you bite, kick, scratch, do what you need to do. Specialize, but do what you need to do. So to answer your question, like in some ways it paid better. Just well, for me, it paid better just because I got more placements. The royalty rates were garbage still, just but the reason why it paid better, to be honest with you, is because there weren't streaming channels back then. It was only network broadcast and cable. So because all of your placements were network broadcast and cable, the royalty rates were the highest. So you would get that, you know, anywhere from $12 to set a second to like $50 a second for prime time, 40 to $50 a second for prime time. Now those royalty rates vary, but it's still roughly about that for broadcast and network television, right? But you see the average placements now are going to Paramount Plus and Disney and then to the streaming platforms. And so because your placements are getting chopped up on those streaming platforms, the money's gone way down, you know. So if you can stick, the more placements you get on networks, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS, those type of placements, and then cable, real cable, not streaming, that's where the royalty rates are. That's where you'll get paid dollars per second, and even on the low end, even if you're getting like, deep cable, late night, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, you still could be getting $8 to $12 a second for uh for a placement, deep background underscore type stuff. But if you're getting, prime time placement, I'm talking about underscore. I'm not talking about a feature placement. If you guys look on your ASCAP statement, you'll see the UG, the US, or the U, or the US, or the the little code for if it was a, for what kind of placement it was. And those background underscore placements are going to be the majority of ones that you do. The featured ones, the royalty rates are more, right? So featured means like, there's less, they might have your music playing with no dialogue, or like if it's an end credit, something like that, the royalty rate's going to be higher for sure. But if it's just underscore background, yeah, you're looking at, you know, guesstimated $8 a second to like 40, $50 a second I've seen. Um, so yeah, to answer your great question too. So you got me on some stuff I bet you guys didn't even know. Um, so yeah, to let you guys know, yeah, the money is less now because there ain't no money in streaming. So all of those background placements that people are getting, is good to get those placements, but you need to have the mentality that you're bolstering your resume with those placements. It ain't gonna turn into no money. But you can take that placement because the powers that be, the people out in the world, they don't give a damn how much you got paid for that. It's impressive as hell that you got the placement. You got your name and your music attached with that brand. So if it was Black Ink Crew, what is it, VH1? So now you can say, yeah, I've worked with VH1 as a network. I've worked with this show as a production company, right? When you do IMDb, and you guys should be doing your IMDb, go get you an IMDb account and you can add stuff to your IMDb yourself. When you guys do your IMDb, um, you put everything on there that you get. That's where people go to find out, like, well, what have they done? And you'll see, a list of all of the stuff that you've done. Mine is severely outdated. I only got like 60 things on there or whatever. But I'm telling you guys, go do that. And, because they're trying to see if you know what you're doing. And that's what it really comes down to, as far as being able to get to those next levels where you're getting paid money up front, is the people that pay you knowing that you know what you're doing. And you do that by just building up those placements. Just build them up. I don't care what they pay you. If they gratis up front, they only pay on the back end, and the back end is only streaming, like, you rack them up. But you make sure you market yourself and you promote yourself accordingly. Don't get all bummed out thinking that, because I see a lot of people do that. They don't study sync at first, so they think, I'm finna get these placements and get paid. You know, you got to navigate it. It's like you could become an NFL player, an NBA player, and not get paid the way you thought you was gonna get paid, right? You gotta produce on that team to get that big money. You might have to be that star player to get that big money, right? So in sync, you might have to specialize. You might have to do gaming music. You might have to trailerize some stuff. You might have to, sometimes your skill set might not come in the form of the music you make. Your success could come from the fact that you're dope at creating and building relationships with people. You might be one of those perfect people that just everybody likes them. So then, hey man, I got this opportunity for you. I see how you getting down. Guilty Flores is one of those people. He's just love personified. That dude is so cool. You just want to help him and do stuff for him, because he appreciates it. He's just got that golden aura or whatever. There are people that are like that. You see, like, how they always winning or whatever. They just got a likable personality. Unfortunately and fortunately, that's one of the things that comes with hustling and sync. We're figuring it out as we go along. So, but the thing is that if you give up, you're never going to find where you fit. You're never going to find what your strength is. I didn't know I could do any of this stuff when I started. I didn't know I could run a company. I didn't know how to do an LLC. I didn't know about paying my own taxes. Nothing. I was a straight employee like everybody else or whatever. So all of the stuff that I'm doing now, I learned along the way. Right. So because I did it and I was so goofed up in the beginning, I know you guys can do it. I know you guys can do it, and I want you guys to feel what it feels to get that first one. It's so gratifying because you did it. You the one that learned the steps. You the one that did the networking. You the one that, you know, blood, sweat, and tears and sleepless nights and whatnot or whatever. Like, you did it. So the sense of accomplishment when you finally crack that first one, when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, is like no other, man. and you're gonna want to keep feeling it. And fortunately, this is one of them things that when you get your first placement, it ain't an accident. You can go get your second one and your third one. But the more you learn about sync, learn about yourself and learn about sync, then you guide yourself within the space where you want to go. Like, DIY music biz, he's the gaming dude, right? The Fingers and XJ Will, they like trailerizing stuff or whatever. A lot of us like urban underscore sports. A lot of us like full songs, advertising, that type of thing. A lot of us like hybrid orchestral score, so we like scoring, film trailers, video game trailers, that kind of thing. So you find out what you're the best at, and then you lean in on where you could go. you know I just heard a quote the other day, was so dope. You find out where it's raining at, and then you figure out how to make it rain on you. And so with that, it's like, yeah, you find out what your specialty is, and then you go find out where you could go kick ass with your specialty. The dope thing about sync is that there's always going to be an opportunity for you. It's just there. It's just out there. It just is. And so it might take a while for you to, your perseverance to meet that opportunity. But if you stay in long enough, they're gonna meet and something gonna happen. There's too many people that come to this live stream that it has been following me all of this time that that know just what I'm talking about. Know just what I'm talking about. Let me look in the comments real quick. Michael L. Owens. That's my son, y'all. How you doing, Phil Mason? That's my guy. What's up, Zello? How you doing? Beats by Willie T. I submitted music to two libraries yesterday, waiting to hear back. Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Beats by Willie T. Willie T. TV. He's hustling. What's the IMDb setup? Do the research, man. How do I get on there? You just log on to you get on, you just sign up. There's a pay and there's a free. You can do the free. A lot of shows report to IMDb. So once you start getting placements, they'll pop up on your IMDb page. But a lot of stuff you have to input yourself. So just look at the YouTube University. They'll show you how to do it. I'm in the comments now, guys. Samurai Bless says, man, I finally got to a non-exclusive deal with an agency for a sports theme. Wanted to know how to continue the momentum, continue the moment. Rinse and repeat, man. One of the things about sports music is that it's always going, right? It's not going nowhere. So Smash Coast, we're looking for sports music, hot, edgy sports music. 100% right now. It's got to be really dope. It's got to be edgy. It's very competitive. The guys that produce sports music on the team are very, very dope. We've gotten CBS Sports used to that level of musicality. It's really about the ear candy and the sound selection. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, you got the first one. Do what you did to get the first one to get the second one. The thing is just be motivated. Don't stop. Keep going. And fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis, man. If you stay in that sports lane for a minute, you're gonna get more because there's a lot of need for sports. March Madness is coming up right now, so you already know. Congratulations. Good to see you too, Phil. And Samurai, just because I'm not doing any more live streams for the time being, we're going on hiatus for a while. Um, on my IG, man, you can always hit my DM for questions. I might go ahead and start some consulting. If you guys want to go ahead and pay me a little bit of money, I'll do 15-minute and 30-minute consults with you guys where I'm doing one-on-one and teaching you the game from, whatever you guys want to know. I'll do that. Um, it's about being more time efficient, man. You know? Oh, and Zello, yeah, I got your submission, man. You'll hear from me. It's all positive. I'm gonna critique it though. The submission was well, I tell you, we're gonna go ahead and bring Zello on. The submission was good, could have been better, definitely good enough to get on with us. But when I get to the email, we'll talk about, like, where you could improve. Um, where the submission itself was on point, like the email and the way you did it. Like, if that's the way you're pitching music, that's the way you pitch music. Very short to the point, got to the link. I was able to get right to the music, no fuss. Yeah, G5 Music says fire emojis to all of you that have gotten your first placement. Yes, very motivational. Fire emojis to all of you that have gotten your first placement, but fire emojis that to all of you that are not gonna quit until you get your first placement. You stay in there until you get your first one. There's too much information, man. Too many opportunities and too much information for you. It's really about the hustle. And that's dope, G5, for even saying that. Samurai Blaze says, how long does it take for Smash Coach to review submissions? Ain't no telling, man. Sometimes it could take a month. We got a couple hundred in there right now, and then we only look at them based on what our needs are. And so our team is really tight right now. We're looking for uh, full songs, recording artists right now, and very, very high level sports music, instrumentals and full songs. But other than that, uh, yeah, it could take a while. Take a while, and um companies don't answer you unless they accept you anyway. So if you don't hear back from a company in a couple months, just send another submission, you know, and send submissions to as many companies that you've done research and fit your style, that are actually placing the kind of music that you make. Um, Send out to as many as you can. Yeah, G5. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard from us, just submit again, or it might not have been the right submission. Like I said, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm CEO of Smash Coast Music, and I'm very, very, very picky, especially when it comes to the sports music. The sports music is so high level, and I'm so picky when it comes to that. Um, that's why I've done a couple live streams and videos talking about ear candy. For those of you that missed that, ear candy is like all of the seasoning that you do in the beats, man. It's like, your transitions from the intro to the first section, your transitions from section to section. Are you guys using risers, lifters? Are you guys doing drops, using drum fills? Sound selection is very important when you guys are using doing sports music. Sports music carries a lot of college marching band element. So this is a lot of brass, a lot of snare, drums, that type of thing. And so not 100% necessary in sports music, because people are using hip hop and trap and then doing sports music on it. That's cool too, as long as it's banging. But if you guys are using these elements, you guys have to use authentic elements. So if you're using, say, a VST that um is doing brass, it's got to be sampled brass. It can't be reproduced digital brass, because the difference in the sound is just astronomical. You can tell the difference. You might not be able to tell the difference so much if you're by yourself and you're just pulling the sound up and you're like, oh, that sounds like some dope brass or whatever. But then when you're listening to a playlist and you hear somebody that actually used a VST, that it just sounds like, night and day. And at the end of the day, our job is to get the placement. So when we're sending music out to clients and potential clients, we want to smack them across the face. We want when they press play too. So the more authentic the acoustic instruments are that you're using, the better. It makes a difference. If you guys are using pianos, strings, brass, any of these instruments that originate as acoustic instruments, um, use the real stuff and the sports stuff because it shows. Um, in formatting sports music, I'll tell you guys it's good to start with the hooks, especially because like there's a lot of sports music playlists going out. It's very competitive, smack them in the face. That's all it is. You don't want to have somebody waiting 13 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever to get to the meat of the sandwich of your beat, when you could have got to it in the first 3 to 5 seconds or so. Um, you don't want them to even go to anybody else's playlist after they hear yours. So it's all about like really beefing that music up, keeping it formatted how it's supposed to be formatted, but really beefing it up and putting those elements in it that show that you're a chef, not just a cook. You know what I mean? So there that is there. If you guys submit to Smash Coast and you don't hear from us, there's we either didn't get to it yet or it wasn't the right thing. But that's with any company. No company is gonna hit you back and say, "I'm sorry, we didn't take." It's just like when you guys go get a job somewhere. If you guys go put an application in somewhere, a resume in somewhere, they only hit you if you get the job. They don't call you and be like, "Okay, I'm sorry, we didn't hire you." No one does that. That how much man hours and it would take for people to send out rejection emails. Samurai Blade says, I want to say what helped me a lot was focusing on making more songs than hyper focusing on mixing plug-in videos and marketing tracks. Yeah, man. I mean, like, and fire emojis to that comment, um, aka the fundamentals exactly because you need a foundation. Nothing substantial, nothing great is built without a solid, firm foundation, right? And a lot of the times we're just winging it, right? So the more, that goes back again. I hate to beat a dead horse, but that goes back to research. Find out what you're trying to do before you step out and try to do it. That way, as you're moving, you're productive. You are taking forward steps. It's easy as hell to just wing it and be busy every day and feel like you're doing something and be busy every day and then look up a couple years and be in the same space mentally and where you were because you were actually running on a treadmill because you were running with no plans. You didn't have no structure. So if you take the time back up from what you're doing, get some structure about what you're doing, formulate a plan, get some blueprints, now you can follow that plan, follow those blueprints, walk out the tunnel. G5 says thanks for the gems. Beats by Willie T. Okay, so yeah, it's a short one today, y'all. We're gonna do an hour or so. I'm gonna open up a quick Q&A for like 5 minutes, and that's it. We're gonna bid adieu to the Sync Hustle Mindset for now. We're going on hiatus. Coming back bigger and better. Hopefully, I'll come back with a set like the Tonight Show or something. That's what I'm talking about. And then we can really, really get into some stuff. One thing that I've learned over the years is that, you know, I will commit to something. I'm proud of myself for coming to you guys, being here, every Friday at 11 o'clock for the past almost 3 years straight between Instagram and YouTube. And it taught me a lot about myself. I will commit to something, besides sync and do it. So let's put some pressure on Smash Coast and level up. And then we're gonna come back, you know, with higher production value with the sync hustle mindset. And I'll still be posting, sync hustle mindset, like meme short form content or whatever. So I'm not disappearing. This is the live stream. I'm just not going to come on live every Friday. So the producer whisperer ain't going nowhere, man. It's just I was trying to push the producer whisperer as a brand instead of just me, and I can't push it as a brand because it takes too much pressure to do that. Like if you're formulating a brand and try to push a brand, it takes everything you got to do that. And I got to give my everything to the OSC up here. So to the OSC. So we're in the comment section, a quick Q&A. And if not, I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes. It's the last one. If you got any questions, you're gonna have to hit my DM on IG. I'm gonna be very active on IG. Here we go. What is something that you're working on that you want to get better at in sync space that I'm working on that I want to get better at? I want more visibility for my company, right? Um, and internally, I want some things to move more efficiently. So that's what we're working on now, like streamlining some processes, the metadata process, the intake process, registrations, these type of things, in order to grease the wheel and make things move more smoothly. And then if there's a goal, like one of the things that I've always wanted in the sync space is a Super Bowl commercial. Almost got one a few years ago. Came really, really close. But now that we're working directly with some ad companies, some ad agencies, I should say, um, I'm looking forward to having way more opportunities to make that happen. So yeah, I'll say that. I want a Super Bowl. I want a Super Bowl commercial for the company. I want one of the people on the team to get a Super Bowl commercial. That I want to get better at in the sync space though. Um, Social media. Social media marketing. Shout out to Sarah E, our employee slash intern now, and part-time employee. She's going to be handling all of the social media for our Smash Coast PR page. Follow Smash Coast PR, Smash Coast PR, Smash Coast PR on IG. That's where we're going to be posting, or we post all of our wins, artist profiles, information on the company, so on and so forth. Um, and so, yeah, getting better at our social media game and just bringing more awareness to our company so we can, foster more opportunities for our people. Segura says, if the stars align and my money is right, I will literally fly over there to be a guest on the show. Oh, yeah. Well, trust me, man, you ain't even got to do that because what I'm planning, like, we'll fly you out. You're not gonna have to spend none of the guests are gonna have to spend their own money to come get on the show. Like, get out of here. Like, no. And you'll definitely be a guest on the show. That's what's up. Zella says, thanks for all the gems, man. I'm not going nowhere, just the lives, but I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Cherry says, man, I'm gonna miss this. Life and career changing, but I understood the move. Looking forward to what's coming, Smash Coast. So I'm gonna be more visual on Instagram so y'all don't miss me and I don't miss y'all because I'll get all emotional. Like I'm gonna miss it too. I'm gonna miss and I'll still pop up and do lives on my IG like I used to do. They're just not gonna be scheduled. I'm not gonna do every Thursday at such and such or every Friday. I'm just gonna pop up there. As you guys see the notification, come rock with me. I'm gonna give y'all some info. We're gonna rock out together, and then I'm gonna dip, go do my thing. I just can't have it scheduled every week you know. And then, like I said, I love doing it. I love what I've seen. I'm telling you, I've learned a lot doing this over the past few years doing this, right? So now I see what I want it to be. I see what it is, but now I see the vision. You guys have stuck with me this whole time. That's what's a trip. It let me know. I used to trip out back in the beginning days when I used to do like the 3 hour ones. And y'all would sit with me the whole 3 hours. And I know how social media is, man. We got short attention spans. So I used to notice, I used to tell my girl, man, they sat there the whole time. So I obviously have something. There's something entertaining, or there's something to be able to keep people's attention, for that amount of time consistently, week after week. Now, you guys have been coming week after week after week doing this. And so I see that. I'm not just don't throw that away. I know that there's something, we got something, and it's something special. I'm just gonna, you know, do what I need to do with Smash Coast real quick, and then I'm gonna come back bigger and better and stronger, and you know, the way it's supposed to be. I'm going to give this sync hustle mindset the attention I think it really deserves. And I'm splitting myself right now. So let me go do something to calm the storm. And then when I come back to this, we're going to do it bigger and better. I got a squad, man. I got a team of, full production company in Arizona. That's where I'm from. And they've been fussing at me. Like they want to do live streams. They want to do a show. I can go out there. I got a set to work on and stuff or whatever. So like there's stuff in the works. Trust me. I'm not just blowing hot air, and I'm not gonna disappear on y'all. Just a hiatus. So going back to the comments, I'm gonna miss you, Cherry, but you ain't going nowhere. Damn it, you on the team. We gonna light up Instagram. Samurai says, "Do you think
if you build the movement of a song that is also being submitted in sync, will affect potential agencies reaching out to an artist? Absolutely. Absolutely. If the song's got movement and you're independent, is not attached to no label or nothing like that, absolutely. Like, yeah, I mean, anything you're doing to bring visibility to yourself is going to help you. I mean, where else are we going to find you? All of these companies, the sync agents, the supervisors, these libraries or whatever, when they're looking for music, they're looking on your social media and on your websites. There's nowhere else for us to look. So if we're looking and we're saying, hey, this song is a great song, it's got some traction, you know, most music supervisors that are in a position, working on a show with good viewership, they would love to be able to break a song. They would love to be responsible for taking that artist from this to that, like from this level to that level, and being able to have bragging rights on that. And plus, since it's been proven over the past couple of years how that can happen, the significance of getting an old song from the 80s or something placed in, Stranger Things, or, you know, there's other examples, like they see how that can work. Now they're like, okay, yeah, we really want to do this. So absolutely, yeah. You got music out there gaining traction, you pitch that music and say, hey, my song is gaining traction. I think it'll be good, and whatever. Like, you do your research and pitch how you gonna pitch. But to answer your question, absolutely yes, 100%, 100%. I'm wondering if I can send you a mock submission that you can critique or help me fine tune my pitch and approach these libraries. I know it's putting me in the hot seat, but I want to learn. Okay, so something like that, we got to do business. That's consulting. So you can DM me on my IG, and then we can set something up, and I can give you like a 15-minute, half-hour consult, and we can go over that. You can send me music or whatever, and I won't kill your pockets too bad, but like, that's work. That's work. I'm spending time critiquing and that kind of thing. That's consultation. So if you're willing to do that, um, we can do that. That's for anybody else. You're willing to do that, I'll do one-on-ones. I'm just gonna charge you for it. You see what the guys in the space are doing, Jay Will, Clint, like, for consoles, they charging. I don't think I'm gonna hit people up like that, $300 and that kind of stuff or whatever. But I'm definitely gonna do that. So if you cool with that, we can do that. Just hit me in the DM on IG, Producer Whisperer IG, and we can get that started. Any other questions, y'all? And you guys, like, don't be strangers, man. Beats by Willie T, Samurai Blade, Zello, Beat G5, be at me on my IG, man. I'm gonna be active on there. So be at me on there. I can spend time doing that stuff because I can do it when I want to do it. It's not scheduled. So get in my DMs. Um, look for reels. I'm gonna be posting a lot of reels. And let's keep in touch. Any more questions? And Zello, you'll hear from us soon, man. You'll hear from us in the email. All right, y'all. Man, I didn't think this day was gonna be coming. It's the last Sync Hustle Mindset. We are going on hiatus, y'all. We're gonna make the Sync Hustle Mindset bigger and better. But like I said, we gotta concentrate on what's really important and not spread ourselves too thin. And you guys know Smash Coast is the brand, and I gotta go concentrate on the brand. So with all that being said, you know, you guys that are following this YouTube, I'm gonna be posting content, long form content on here, where edited videos and reels and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna keep being on here. I'm just not gonna do the live streams no more for a minute. So thank you so much for all of you guys that have been rocking with me for the past 2.5 years between Instagram and YouTube. I appreciate the hell out of y'all. This has been a life-changing experience for me. I've learned so much, gained so much, got a bunch of new people on the team, made a bunch of new lasting friendships, learned so much from you guys. It's been really, really dope. It's really touched my heart to see the level of camaraderie that's risen between all of you, with the collaboration and the support system that you guys have for each other. it just warms my heart. So trust me, we've built enough here to where I'm not letting it go. I just want to do something better with it. So I need to go, I don't want to beat a dead horse. You guys know what I need to do. So when I do what I need to do, we'll be back bigger than ever, bigger and better than ever. So Segura says, appreciate you. I'll be hitting you up. Thank you. G5 Phil says, good luck. See you. Much love. Let's go Smash Coast. That's right. Smash Coast, man. You about to see the level up. You about to see the level up. I can show you better than I could tell you. And if you know me, that's what I'm about. I'm not about running my mouth. I'm about showing and improving. So that's what's up, y'all. I love y'all to death. Y'all have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Thank you for coming to the Final Sync Hustle Mindset live stream. We are officially on hiatus until further notice. I will see y'all soon. That's what's up. I'm the Producer Whisperer. Peace.